Yo, what's going on with y'all out there, YouTube world? How y'all doing? What's going on? This is that boy T. First things first, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload or every time I go live. Yeah, I am in the building. That's for sure, without a doubt. Today's topic, man, we'll talk about relationships, man. You know, like relationships back in the 80s and the 90s versus relationships past 2010. That's where I'm at with it today. So, yo, class is in session. Let's get right down to it, man. No jokes, no games. So, listen, what I wanted to do is I want to discuss relationships, 80s, 90s, early 2000s versus 2010 up to 2024. Like the old versus the new type of conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Can we have that conversation? YouTube world, can we do that? You know, I was out and about today, and it's just like I find it really sad that when I see females out and about in just the free society, what it has turned into to me is very ugly. I'm sorry, I gotta just keep it real. You know, no disrespect, because I always come to the table with respect and with love, regardless of whom or what. I'm a firm believer in that. So I'm not here to bust shots at nobody, but at the end of the day, the truth must be told, right? It must be. And as I'm moving about in society these days, man, I'm seeing a grim, something really dark when it comes to these females, man. It's like, what is going on, folks? I mean, I'm at the bank, I see females cashing a check with a look on their face like they about to murder somebody, right? They don't speak. You say hello, they look at you like you from another planet, like you an alien or some shit. And I mean, just a regular, not the, it's a difference between hi, how you doing? Then, when you trying to like get with somebody or trying to, you know what I mean? I'm talking about just regular walk through the grocery store, the corner store type shit, gas station, wherever you at, moving around or whatever. You show people respect. Like that's where I come from. See, that's the purpose of this conversation. The old versus the new, right? Because I come from a different type of thing, like a different type of situation, right? And so I want to elaborate on that. Right? But before I do that, you know, before I elaborate on the situation, what I first want to do is I just want you guys to bear with me for a second, because I always come with something to kind of create a basis for our conversation, right? So you know, um, let's make sure we do that. So bear with me for a second, please. Okay, bear with me for a second. While I cue this up, this is important. I want you guys to hear this. Okay. All right, listen.
You have this man that you can confide in and consult. She expressed the weight of having a man.
Let me rewind for a minute.
The clip of exactly what Tiffany Haddish said herself first, and then we're going to get into the comment section.
On social media, we're saying Tiffany shouldn't have cracked jokes about finding a man in Israel. I got to say, in our morning meeting, it's like she's a comedian, for crying out loud. But I want to at least give you a chance to talk about that. I'm here all by myself, just like I was saying in 2018 when they was asking me about Monique and her husband. And I said, I don't do my business the way she does business because I don't have a husband. I don't have what she has, right? I'm all alone. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have a whole family full of men or a man supporting me. I'm doing it on my own. I'm learning on my own. So for people to say, like, I have to make light of something that the average female wouldn't do. The average female wouldn't have the courage to go speak for themselves. It's a lot of scary out here, and y'all can be scared, but I'm going to go ahead and follow my instincts and learn as much as I can learn.
Okay, so you guys heard it from her. She said that she don't have, a family full of men or a man supporting her or any men around her. She's doing it all on her own. And as I said in my previous video, that expresses that a lot of these same boss chicks that talk about they don't need a man, they could do bad out by themselves, they understand the magnitude or the weight it holds when you have a man with you, beside you, leading you, showing you the way to go. Or even at the very least, supporting you, supporting your decisions. You have certain things that happen at work. You have this man that you can confide in and consult. She expressed the weight of having a man around because of her lack thereof. That means that she placed emphasis on how important it is or how important a man's role is, and she understands how important a man's role is. That's what she's saying out of her own mouth. She clearly said that. I didn't make that up. Sometimes I think that when I do these videos, even if they hear the person say it themselves, just to discredit my argument, they will say, they will say and dance around everything, even if the person themselves has already said it.
Right. Now, the reason and the purpose for me playing that particular clip, and shout out to the beautiful Reva, and y'all can go check her channel out, Reva TV. You guys probably already know who she is. Beautiful, beautiful queen. But the reason why I played that clip is it fits what I wanted to talk about as far as relationships, right? And the way it used to be, and the way it is now. And you see how it's like every time a female actually be a female and be comfortable in her femininity is what they call it, or she just comfortable being feminine, comfortable being a lady. Why do so many women just attack that? It is the most weirdest thing ever to me. Okay, because I came up in a different day and time, and to be honest with you, I really feel sorry for you kids, you young adults, 20 to 30, say 20 to 30, 30 maybe trickling into 35, but I really feel sorry for you guys. And why do I say that? Because based on what I see, and maybe, I don't know, I am only one person, but I also have eyes and ears. And what I hear all over the internet is echo chambers of the exact same thing that I'm saying right now. So I know it's not no bullshit. Shit is Straight up the real, right? So it used to be a time where, okay, I say for instance, it was a time where I remember, okay, we used to, us men, all right, good, right, or indifferent, right, wrong, or indifferent. Some of us would go out and we would hustle. We get some money. That's what we did. When we was out getting money with the guys, we did things. And like certain things that we did, but we know we smoked, whatever, right? I'm not encouraging anybody to do any of these things. I'm just basically speaking the facts. All right, we all adults in here. This video is not for kids. So this is what we did, right? Then when we come to the crib, you know, when we come home from doing that, when we came home to a lady, a nice young lady who had a whole separate life of her own, you know, homegirls, taking care of her little brother and sister, gotta do chores for mom and dad, shit like that. You know what I mean? Held accountable for shit, had responsibilities and shit like that, right? So when you partook in relationships with these young ladies, they were nice for the most part. Now, obviously, in any natural relationship, you're gonna have issues, right? Well, it was issues back then, same way as issues right now. But there was different types of issues, is what I'm saying. Women didn't do shit like, okay, when I came home, it was all about chilling with Shorty, right? So whether we watching, you know, movies or whatever, or she explaining to me about her day, because you know how y'all like to do that. And, you know, me, you know, hitting her with whatever I want to hit her with about what was going on with my day or whatever the case may be. But I'm talking about, you see what it was relations going on in that situation. You know what I mean? And like, okay, I smoke. You understand what I'm saying? I smoke. So that's what I did. Back then, they didn't smoke. Like, the ladies did not smoke. Okay? They may hit your blunt or whatever the case may be. Maybe when y'all about to get it on or some shit like that, just to get in the mood. They might be sipping some wine or a shot of liquor. They might take a pull or two just for the sake of fun. But when I'm talking about in general life, they didn't partake in that type of shit. That was something you did. That was something we did as men. You understand what I'm saying? It was more of a masculine type of thing. She was over there with her females, making sure everything was good and she was looking good and smelling good. And by the time it was time for you to get off of the block or get off of doing whatever you was doing, she was ready to hang out and make you comfortable and everything like that. And in return, you took care of everything that you needed to take care of, right? That's like the typical traditional type of situation. But now we up against something totally different because of this different mindset of I'm just a woman and I'm the greatest thing on the planet Earth, and you're worthless and you're nothing and you're beneath me, and you gotta make a whole shit ton of money and do all these magnificent things and be a superhero. And I might decide I want to deal with you if you meet that criteria. And is quite insane, to be completely honest with you. You know, it's quite insane. And not only that, it's the whole overall demeanor of the ladies, the females of today. They're very aggressive and very mean and very nasty, and just they attitudes shitty. Now, maybe am I the only one going through this? Men, fellas, tell me, talk to me. Let me know what's going on, man. Like, is it just me? I mean, what the fuck? These females is out of control. You can see 100 females in a day. Out of that 100, you may get 3, maybe 4 nice people out of 100. That's a problem. That is a problem. You know, why is you so, really? What is going on? And I get the independent shit. I understand. I want to be my own person and make my own money. And okay, shit, do that. But why do you have to be so mean and low down and dirty while you at it? Like, we thought that you guys wanted the baton so you can show everybody and us how magnificent the world would be if it was under the control of yous, right? Well, that's not what we witnessing. We bearing witness to a whole nother different type of thing, where we got people running around living in I don't even know what to call it, man. It's like fantasy. It's getting to the point where calling it a fantasy is like a understatement. Like, you know, it should have another meaning for how deranged these folks is, and how the kids, the children, the babies is suffering due to the fact of this thing, the hatred for men. What population of people is like this? You know, it's real crazy, yo. You know, it's real crazy. Back in the days, you had real women. Like, you don't remember going to your homeboy house, and you go to your homeboy house, and his mother was sweet, invite you in, they eat. You know what I'm saying? You sit down in the living room with the family, everybody cool as a bitch. The sisters, it probably was 2 or 3 sisters. The sisters was mad cool. You probably smashed one. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you feel me? It was a vibe. It was a whole vibe compared to what these kids got going on right now. It was, now these young men got to have $100,000 or better. They got to be riding around in goddamn $80,000 cars with gold links, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 worth of that hanging around their neck. It's just not realistic, man. It's not reality. And I know some people be like, "Oh man, nah, it is reality." Yeah. Nah, that's bullshit. What you talking about is exceptions to the rule. And it's always going to be exceptions to the rule, people. It's going to be a few people. It's going to be a few folks that you can look at and say, "Oh yeah, they getting money." And you can look at her and say, "Yeah, she getting money." And she, you know, she the shit. She able to get what she want out these niggas. And God bless her soul. I ain't got no problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? My problem is why these they have turned into demons, this straight demonic type It's almost to the point like they saying, like they say satanic or some shit like that. Like mouth turned up, they look so like aggressive and mean and frowning up, and they won't look at you in your face. They don't speak. It's a sad, man. It is really a sad fucking state of affairs when you talk about relationships between black men and black women. And I'm gonna say it like I've been saying. I'm gonna keep saying, as much as I had this conversation, that it's straight up idiot. It's the most idiot thing I've ever bear witness to. It's pure stupidity. And what it shows is a lack of intelligence. I don't care what, okay. And you know what really kills me? It kills me. People claim they went and got college degrees. They say they got bad. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to think these women lying. Like a lot of these women that used to get on here and talk about they got this degree and that degree. We need to start fact checking. Like, listen, put your degree. Is it somewhere in the crib where you can show it to us? Because just taking your word for it, the shit not lining up. It ain't adding up. Why do I say that? Intelligent people do intelligent things, folks. And how do intelligent people continue to run around with this fucking nonsense? Hating people. Intelligent people don't hate people. They have the capacity to hate, but for the most part, intelligent, real truly intelligent people, they don't have time for that. It's really not. It's usually not a part of their character. So what it shows is we have a mass amount, a collective of very low vibrational people who have not a lot of sense inside of their head. They whopped and being controlled by social media and a bunch of other bullshit. Like they out there, they definitely what they call inside of the matrix. They in there. But something need to happen where we need to pull these folks back. We need to pull the ladies back into reality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a losing battle. You will never win that. And it has nothing to do with, like it's not coming from I'm not saying that from a competitive angle. I'm not saying that because I want to compete with you and say I'm better because I'm a man and you. What I'm telling you is the math ain't mathing. You can't be against the very item or the very thing that helps you procreate. It makes no sense. And if you say, oh, well, I didn't say I won't stop. I'll stop fucking. I just don't care about the men. Well, now we talking about being a selfish motherfucker and not thinking about the babies who is at some point going to be adult human beings like you and I. So if they grow up with no sense because of you, then what does that say for the future? See, but a lot of you lames, y'all so lame that you don't even give a fuck about the future. So what am I saying? You don't give a fuck about your seeds, your kids, your daughters, your sons, your nieces, your nephews, your granddaughters, your grandsons. You don't give a fuck about them. There's no way possible you can. Because if you did, then you will understand the necessity for healthy relationships between two people, men and women. Period. And with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and get to the out of here. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bells so you can be notified every time that boy T come up here for a session. You understand? And y'all all know what my motto is, man. If you got the knowledge, if you got the wisdom, each one teach one, give it away because it ain't yours.